We are back with the Cardboard Finance Podcast, and John, I got to give it to you. You said it wouldn't go 2 weeks, and we are 1 day short of it having been 2 weeks.
13 days. Dang.
Nailed it, dude.
Nailed it. You know, look, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but, you know, called it. Had no idea I called it, but sure.
You were like, 2 weeks will not pass between this podcast. We are ready to go. I watch most of the PokeBeard video. So we watch our PokeBeard video, Market Monday. We know that everything has gone up in price.
Parabolic.
Everything, dude, how, as someone who is a appreciator of fine markets, you know, as a CFP, I don't know if I've said that before ever on this channel. It just blows my mind how an entire market can elevate from like 100%, like in return. Mm-hmm. Like literally, like you're looking at like card after card after card, product after product after product, and it's up like over the last 2 weeks, let's call it 3 weeks.
I would probably say less than that.
Whatever, dude. We're talking like 30, 40, 50, 60, 100% on some of these items.
Some of them happen in 5 days.
Dude, your Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center ETBs went from 100 to, what did that video say downstairs? $180 a box.
197.
I don't understand.
We'd expect that years from now, not in 2 weeks.
I mean, I don't understand. It blows my mind how something like that can happen. And really what it comes down to me, right, is it's just a clear, because I know we want to talk about Lorcana today a little bit today on this podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like Fabled, because the new set of Lorcana, Fabled, is like a perfect case study for exactly what the culprit is in Pokemon, right? It's like the same thing, right? Is that literally when you're talking about something that's like driven by supply and demand, and the supply is insufficient, not only can that like organically mess up a market, but when you have wolves out there who smell the blood and can see the money and who are all degenerates like we are, that is, like I said, there is like an opportunity to take advantage of there being an imbalance and make that already like messed up situation even worse.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting time. I think, talking about Lorcana, it has not reached the audience that we've been hoping it'd be reaching by.
It's been like dead up until this set.
It's been dead, but again, what's great about from a collector's standpoint, the player base I think is growing strong. I think people are still
strictly from like a market, but from making money on your collection.
Lorcana is dead if you're comparing it apples to apples, which you can't. But we talk about Fabled.
Yeah. And here
Fabled is a set that I have personally had the chance to open a lot of, and it has been the most enjoyable experience.
That's messed up. Not all of us have had that.
I know, but bro, we've talked... Dude, look. Okay, we've talked about this. I know where you're coming from, dude. I get it. Do not make me go into the England story of the pain of opening 8 to 9 booster boxes, sleeve packs, troves, and not pulling a single enchanted.
Oh, I have like 6. Digress. Continue.
It is painful.
I get it. The set's amazing. Yes,
the set's amazing.
Putting Alex's personal feelings aside.
But even if you do factor that in, the cards are incredible.
No, the set's great.
It's a great set overall. I think that it is a awesome opportunity for anyone listening who's never heard of Lorcana, is interested in Lorcana, and have not been able to pick up prior sets. I think this is like the perfect set to get into because it has a lot of cards from the previous sets, like Chapter 1, which is at astronomical prices still. And for someone who's not really in tune with Lorcana and doesn't want to invest that kind of money to open product, you can't really do it with that kind of set. Even Chapter 2 is a stretch. But with this set, you can open it and get a lot of cards that are from Chapter 1 to Chapter 8 into this new set. So it's kind of a perfect way to segue into jumping into that particular component of Lorcana.
Totally agreed. I think that in terms of like
a nostalgia factor with a twist.
For someone, again, especially if you've opened all the sets from the beginning, it definitely has like that kind of like Pokemon legendary collection type of feel where like you're kind of like, oh yeah, I just remember, that's awesome. So there is kind of like that, but I feel like also you hit on everything correctly. I think you hit it right on the head, dude. I think that it touches like the new player base really well. Like it gives them a kind of like a reset so they don't have to go digging for 8 sets deep to like get cards for their decks. They really only have to go for 5 right now and then move forward, right? On top of that, if they couldn't afford cards, now they have another opportunity to get those cards, like a lot of ones that like they would have needed otherwise. So again, I think from a new player standpoint, it's a solid win. I think from an old player standpoint, I think that, yeah, everyone would prefer new cards, but you don't have to go break the bank on this set if you're a new player. You can go buy singles. That's okay for you. From a collector standpoint, huge win. They changed the rarity tiers, so there's a couple new rarity tiers. Other than poor Alex, so it's all cry for Alex. Other than my personal opening experience, again, I see what everyone else is pulling out there. I will continue to open Fabled and enjoy the set as we go into the future. It's a great set. But I think that going back to the original point that we were trying to make, I think that when you look at Fabled, I think that it is, because I definitely think it's more popular. I think that the set is fun. People are enjoying it. There was hype surrounding it. I think that people really want it. So I think there is like a genuine increase in demand, but also there's like something wonky going on the supply side of Fabled right now.
Yeah. I have to think though, I mean, don't you think that might just be leading towards how they produced the last few sets where
they're reducing allocations?
I think they're reducing allocations because we saw it in the local gaming stores. All the LGSs like got it late or barely got anything. And even here locally where we live, there's people that were saying like only half of like the LGSs got their allocations. So I think that's just solely due to the unpopularity up until this point of Lorcana.
I think that's definitely part of it.
You know, if they're printing sets 5 through 8, then it's just not flying off the shelves like Fabled is, they're going to continue printing. What they should have accounted for, though, and I will say this, is that Ravensburger should have noticed that, predicted that because they put new tiers and new rarities into this play, that this set was going to be a little more special. And they should have prepared for it. Now, they're going to reprint. There's no doubt about that. I truly believe they're going to reprint.
I think they've already said there's other waves coming.
Yeah, there's going to be other waves coming, so I think there's going to be a great opportunity for people to get it. But, again, with the wolves out there, it may not be as easy, but I think more product is there. But I do think that it's because of just how the prior sets have been doing. Like, if you look at Inklings was
I think that's definitely a piece of it. I definitely think that you've kind of seen Ravensburger, which is what you want to see. They've kind of scaled back print runs because print runs are too high. They had too many. There's just too many boxes out there. Not enough user base to support. Again, a lot of stores sitting on product. Disney sitting on product. Inklings, again, was the biggest criminal offender. So definitely, like after Inklings and Ursula's Return, you saw them start to scale print runs backwards. So I definitely think that's part of it, right? But I also think the other part of it, is you kind of already mentioned, is that they kind of mentioned that it's going to be like a wave type of situation. So I think there just is less upfront than normal. And on top of that, I feel like also, which is something I heard somebody else say on YouTube, which kind of makes sense, but all this is like attributing to the supply being diminished. But what he said was that this is the first release where they're trying to go worldwide at the same time, basically.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
That ultimately, because they've kind of been doing this behind the scenes, like building up in Asia, building up in Europe, building up in other countries, that this is where they're kind of like bringing everybody together. So the point is,
before that, they were only really in like
the U.S.
Japan.
And other places were kind of catching up. Other places were kind of like catching up to the U.S. basically, and a lot of other countries other than the EU. I think the EU was up to pace with the U.S., but everywhere else was playing catch up. And again, so I think that there was like, again, an element of trying to like catch everybody up. But the point is that all of this is to say that initial wave of product was really heavily allocated. So like, even if you got it, you definitely didn't get as much as you probably wanted or you were used to or whatever. So that definitely creates like this like element of kind of, again, going back to the beginning of what I'm talking about with the Pokemon market in general, when you see like it leap up like this with Fabled specifically, what I kind of started to see happen in the first week of product is we went to the Disney Springs. We kind of started to feel that it was like, it wasn't that big of a supply as we thought. DJ goes to the store. Our friend DJ goes to the store, tells us they don't have it. We're starting to realize, this might not be as easy to get our hands on as we thought it was going to be. And that feeling that we felt where we started all of a sudden searching every store we could find. Like we were like in Targets. We were like calling LGSs. That panic of like, and that feeling right there, that's my point. Right there is that feeling right there. I think on top of it being more popular and the supply being diminished, I think when you see a diminished supply like that, that FOMO of like, oh my gosh, I want this more than I otherwise would have because other people want it and I know they want it. Like again, that FOMO of like, I gotta, because again,
it's the classic want what you can't have.
And when I was in Target, dude, when I finally found the boxes on the shelf, so I got my limited 2. I walked out and then I was going to go and get just 2 more, right? And I basically went in there. All the people were staying there. Nobody was grabbing them. Nobody cared. I grabbed the 2 more, so now there's 4 boxes left. And when my dad came through because he wanted to get one, dude, literally there was only 1 left. And the people that took them were the ones that were just standing there, and they didn't grab them when I was grabbing the first time. They didn't touch them when I grabbed them the second time, but the fact that they saw like eyes and kind of people being like, ooh, this is nice. Oh, this is the new set.
What is this?
They couldn't resist, dude. They're like, I'm grabbing one of those boxes. And that FOMO of like, and that is what's happening in Pokemon all over the place right now. Is I think on top of the fact you have like big money coming in, I think there's just like, it's now or never for a lot of these items. You know what I mean? Like that feeling of like, I gotta have it now or I'm not gonna get it.
Well, Pokemon's in a different beast because right now you can't get anything even close to MSRP. So if you want to open a product and you want to get something at a store, good luck. Finding it at a store is already difficult. And then you want to buy it on the secondary market, you're going to pay, this box just came out and it's what? A $24 box is now $60.
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. So it gets to the point now where it's not even like FOMO. It's more just like when you're looking you go in and you see Pokemon, you just grab it. It's just automatic because, again, you're finding it at essentially a steal.
Yep. And what's crazy about that, dude, so we're already going to get into like what I kind of, because I know we kind of like, so before we shift over into what I was going to say here, because let's say with Lorcana, because I want to talk a little bit about Lorcana and Fable a little bit more. But that is good because Fable is a perfect example of how that can change like that. Like I said, with again, Raider Jafar, no one's touching it. It's sitting there. No one wants it. Fable comes out, that supply demand is in balance, and boom, the market instantly it's a totally different market for Fabled as it is for any of the other previous sets. And what's happening in Pokemon to a lesser degree is exactly what's happening in Fable now. Now, the troves are $65, $70 on TCG Player when they're $50 MSRP. The booster boxes are $175, $180 when they're $145 MSRP. You know what I mean? So, and that has never happened before. So I'm hopeful with Lorcana, because I'm an enjoyer of Lorcana, that with future waves and as people like myself stop freaking out, that ultimately that will correct and get a little better, and I can continue to enjoy Lorcana the way that I have been enjoying it, not like it's been with Pokemon, but as it stands right now, Fabled is a perfect example of how supply and demand changes. Boom, it can change just like that. And this particular time, here we go again. Now it's looking like it's really sad because again, Fable, I was personally looking forward to it, and it was like Lorcana hasn't been this way, and when it's a good product and there's not enough of it, this is what happens.
The time will come, though, dude. You're going to get your chance to get more product, and you're going to be able to, I have a good feeling you're going to pull that iconic.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Isn't it funny, though, how, like, it's easy to be patient until it's not.
Yeah.
Until it's something you really want. And then
Patience goes out the window, especially when it's something you really want.
Yeah, because like I feel like you and I are pretty good at being patient, but then all of a sudden it's like this particular one item. It's like can't stop yourself.
Yeah, but again, you said it best. I mean, we're factoring in all the components of this is a hot set and the allocations are low, and right now we want to open it and we can't get it. So it's the classic: we want what we can't have. In addition to it being something we really enjoy. So. Again, perfect example. If it was sitting on the shelves like Reign of Jafar, like Ursula's Return, like all the other previous sets, patience would be, we would be right back to the forefront of patience because it's easily accessible. And I think that's fair for anything. But because it's, is there anything? Can we find it? Oh my God. You get excited about two sleeve packs.
You literally see any sealed packs of Pokemon on the shelves in these stores, and you're like, oh. But
no, I'm saying, Lorcana.
But dude, you want me to tell you? So this will be. So you want me to tell you what I think? I was thinking about this morning. Literally, this. All right, yeah. So you know who I was thinking about? So I'm not gonna be able to pull up the chart because I'm gonna mess up our little recording. But you know who
what chart are you trying to pull up? I can do it.
Well, no, because I had a little picture that I was going to specifically send. Here, one second, I'll pause and send it to you. Did you even look at it?
No.
And even just roll it over to me.
Well, dude,
I send it to you. You don't even look at it.
It's your thing. Why would I look at it and take the glory?
All right, fine.
Tell our viewers.
Are you going to guess?
What are we looking at?
Are you going to guess? Who is the blame? No, not the girl. What girl? Oh, the girl that pulled the iconic? No, not the girl that pulled the iconic.
Dude, obviously.
Who's to blame for messing up Pokemon? Who's to blame, John?
Us, the consumer.
No, we're victims. We are the victims here, John.
Tell us then.
GameStop.
No.
I blame GameStop. And you want me to tell you why?
Yes, of course. I would love to hear why.
GameStop is open door for cards now. They provide mass liquidity on a corporate level. They're a corporate LGS.
We've talked about this.
They've almost all but made that their entire business model at this point. Mm-hmm. And bro, so you're talking like corporate money, like millions/billions of dollars and capital that can be allocated toward this space, and they have distribution access. And I saw this thing come out with their little, basically upcoming lineup of products that they're going to be selling, basically for like the releases.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the boxes on here, and I see Mega Evolution booster boxes, $199. Dude, your corporate LGS has raised the bar on MSRP. Dude, they are literally that whole we'll buy at 60%, 50% and sell at full price. Dude, you have corporate money doing that. Mm-hmm. Dude, that is bananas. Dude, that is crazy.
You're right, dude.
And they're scalping. They're scalping their distro product, those savage animals, dude.
They have to do everything they can to survive, dude. GameStop's on a...
That is... And dude, yeah. And dude, when the whole 2021 thing happened, they took all this money on. Like I said, they're getting like... Dude, it is absolutely us because, again, that we are feeding the beast, absolutely. But, dude, they are like literally identified an opportunity where this is a market. An actual market with a real business model. Mm-hmm. The video game industry is dying. We don't even need to change our name. GameStop works perfectly for what we're trying to do here. Mm-hmm. You know what?
They're doing a lot in the space. They're grading cards now. They're buying and it's.
And I'm pretty sure they got like an eBay vault type of situation going on where you can go. Can you go on their website and buy graded cards?
Yeah,
dude, that's. Oh, it's GameStop's fault.
Good point.
I'm telling you, it's GameStop's fault. Mm-hmm. Dude, they literally come in here.
Once you said it, it rang the bell because I remember we talked about it before where GameStop, because once you said corporate, the moment that's when it triggered for me.
That's like a different level.
It's a different level because if you look at LGSs, if they all were like together, then yeah, it would be
Maybe-
the same thing.
but
Each LGS is
maybe
individually
a couple
owned.
$100,000 best case scenario in liquidity.
They don't
at
have
any
that.
given time.
Yep, they don't have that level of
They can't
capital.
take cards in that aggressively. They can't. But dude, GameStop has millions of dollars of liquidity. That again, obviously they've been doing this for a while, but that liquidity basically created took this market to a whole nother level. Because again, now it's not like before you had someone like GameStop, right? It was literally like that element of like, oh, like there's always like those items when you go around your house, you're like, oh, where can I sell this? You find that one random specialty store that you go in, they give you next to nothing. They're happy as a clam because they're in the business of this and they got a killer deal. You're happy as a clam because you can't believe someone bought this thing from you. That used to be card shops where you literally had to go into a card store or go on eBay and fight like a dog to sell your stuff. Now, you have so many options, including I can waltz right into a retail location that's nationwide and be like, plap, here's my slabs. What will you give me for it? Here's some credit. You want to go shop over here? Perfect. I can do that at a corporate location. And most people, I wouldn't be shocked if like most new people in the hobby, that's how they do it because they don't know any better, because they don't really know how to sell like this or like that. And regardless, that new liquidity, that new element of liquidity, game changer for like the entire market as a whole. And now you have sports bros coming in, athletes coming in, now more and more money just entering this hobby. But it starts with GameStop, in my opinion.
I mean, that's a spot-on assessment. I think that's an astute observation, Alex. Good call.
I mean, the title of this podcast, it's all GameStop's fault.
I think that's a great title. We're like, why GameStop? Why?
Dude, animals. Some genius up there was like, dude, trust me.
We're dying over here. We need something.
I know what to do. Pokemon cards. One guy's like, what is this guy, fool? You're fired. Get him out of here. I love this idea. Let's run with this.
Yeah, it's a brilliant.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's messed up, for sure.
Because now I don't think that, in my opinion, that is not like what's happening now. Again, I think that was like the like catalyst, along with a lot of other things that sparked popularity. But that like fundamental shift in the market itself, having that new liquidity, I think that was a game changer, like that new huge player. But where we are now is literally because of way too much money coming into this hobby. I mean, again, between streamers, sports cards bros, crypto people, new people just coming into the hobby organically, it's just more and more and more money being thrown into Pokemon as a result of the FOMO that we talked about earlier.
It's funny, even now, like I load up my computer, and I know that a lot of this is considered based on what you search and what you're doing on your computer, but I've been noticing more and more often that like articles coming out of like people talking about Pokemon and collectibles just being a better income return than even the market, considering because the market's doing well. Market's phenomenal.
It's crazy.
It's dominating. So to hear that.
Not good enough,
Not good enough. And that's exactly what they're saying. It's like, it's good, but this hobby, much better.
Yep. And it's gotten to a point now where...
And when you're talking about prices rising within days, I mean, we're talking 100 at times. I mean, how can the market compete with that?
And we're literally at a point now where I was talking to my brother, and he was talking about our cousin. And again, he's just like an example of probably like a much greater, you know what I mean? Like, again, it's probably the way everybody thinks. It's not just him, it's everybody. But that's just the way the market is that it's gotten to a point now where, I'm only going to make $20 on my $50 purchase. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? I'm only going to make $60 by putting up $120. It's not worth it. I mean, $60 on $120 is 50% margins.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. You know what I mean? And that's where we're at with the market right now, to your point. And it's just absolutely mind-blowing. But, dude, I'm still looking at this list now as you're talking. How much is a blister pack Pokemon at Walmart? 4 something?
Probably 5 something.
That was 4 something.
I think that price has gone way up, dude.
What?
Yeah, dude. If a Lorcana booster pack is $5 and something cents, there's no way that. Yeah,
because 161 is the MSRP right now.
Look it up. Let's look it up.
429 times 36. Oh no, it's not enough. 449 times 36 is 161. So they're 449. I think they're 449.
I don't know, dude.
I'm pretty sure. You told me this when you bought the Journey Together ones. I'm pretty sure they were 4 something. Again, I was shocked how low they were, but then I remembered.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I was like, you're right. That's how low.
You're right.
Yeah, because 449 times 36 is 161.64, which I'm pretty sure is the MSRP of the booster box, which is how they do it. So anyway, 449 at Walmart. Dude, GameStop, booster pack of
$7.
$5.99. So not at that bad, but still, dude. From $4.50 to $6 is a 33% markup.
Yep.
And they're getting it distro priced. That's where the bar is, and like one of the biggest corporate players in the space. Thank God Walmart and Target don't do that, but at the same time, that's probably also why there's like scalpers. So it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, they're gonna hit those first for sure. When I went in the day that Fabled was going out to Target, there was one guy that basically just has been going to every Target and just goes right out to the customer service and says, "Hey, do you guys have any Pokemon?" Sure, yeah. Then grabs it and goes on to the next one.
Yeah, I did it again. I'm pretty sure that's everybody, dude. When I was
Yeah.
When I was at the Target, the guy literally, he was talking to the stalker. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "You showed up to this Target earlier than the other one," and I'm like, "Oh my god,
it's crazy,
incredible."
It's a dogfight,
unbelievable.
And again, it's. I was thinking about this on the way over here, and kind of even just sharing your experience yesterday. Which I was bummed, for the new release that you weren't able.
So here we are. We've come to the point of the conversation.
But
the new release yesterday.
Yeah, the new release yesterday. But my point of that is bringing that up and thinking about it because I was feeling like shit. It's gonna get. I feel like it's getting to the point where the frustration is going to start taking over.
And it's funny.
Because
I'm actually glad you brought this up now.
Because I think with how it is, and like if you go on the Pokemon Center site and you're going to spend hours just trying to get in a queue and most likely not get product. And when enough time of that, when you go through that enough, it gets to the point now where, why am I doing this?
And
it gets really, really frustrating. Because that was my initial thought. And I'm like, dude, he's got to be feeling like, not just you, but anyone who didn't get it, frustrated. Because that's how I would feel. Like when I missed out on the restock of Prismatic, I was frustrated. So I was like, dude, it's like.
Dude, I'm glad you brought this up because I wasn't planning on talking about this, but this is kind of like, so I'm going to take a moment real quick right now because we got our first comment, right, John? We got a comment on our last video.
We got a comment!
Someone wanting, us to shout out, what cards are going to make them rich, which is not what we do here, right? We talk about...
If we knew, we would be buying
the psychology of WTF is going on.
I would say that if you can get any card, it'll probably make you pretty rich, at least at this moment, because everything's just rocking to go.
Correct. So if you want advice about which card to buy to make you money, it's any card right now. But what we do here is we talk about the psychology of WTF is going on so we can all be in this together and not just be sheep that walk blindly into the slaughter, right? So on that note, this is a perfect topic for what could shift the market, right? Because to your point exactly, absolutely. I was in, so we'll talk about the release yesterday. I got in, John got product. Congratulations, John.
Thank you.
Congratulations to anybody who got product. I got in, was able to get the stuff added to my cart. It did not punch through to the finish line. And before I could get through the finish line, it kicked me back into the queue. So I was not able to actually secure the product. And ironically enough, when my phone finally kicked back through, all the stuff was still in my cart showing out of stock, right? So it still saved it in my cart. It was kind of funny. But anyway, so regardless, that's how it went down for me. And when I was like struggling to get out, when I was like trying to check out, I was looking at it was like $350 worth of stuff, or $360, whatever it was, all in the cart. And I'm trying to check out, and it's not going, and I'm definitely getting frustrated because I'm like, dude, this is I don't think this is going to work. And I'm feeling like I'm not going to get it, blah, 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 blah. And as I'm sitting there, right, and as it's like finally like as it's like spinning and spinning and spinning, I literally had this initial flicker in my head, like this one like instantaneous flicker, like, do I even care? You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to open this set? Like, am I like excited for this set, or like, am I feeling this stressed out just because I feel like I'm not going to get it if I don't do this? You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is $350 we're talking about. That's not a little bit of money.
It's a lot of money.
I'm not just getting I'm getting the ETBs, the box, and the bundles because I'm getting everything I can possibly get. Again, that's more money than I really should be spending. I would definitely try to like, shield it from my wife. I don't want her to know I spent $350 on Pokemon cards. So all this is kind of running through my head. And then when it kicks me back out, in a combination of like the emotion of being disappointed, because definitely I'm like frustrated and upset, that like, petty mentality of like, you know what, F this set, I don't even want it anyway, that definitely kind of took over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like literally, again, like that pettiness of like, to your point of what you brought up initially, where I literally was like, dude, forget this set. I was like, honestly, who cares? I was like, honestly, I don't want it. This is annoying. This is ridiculous. And I was, again, upset, emotional, but definitely I was like, again, like to the point where like when you were like texting me again, I was like literally like, did I even want this? And it didn't work out. So again, it's all good. And I appreciate you, brother, for all the effort you put in, for your feelings of pity towards me.
It's frustrating too, because like I literally went in, did it as guest, put your name and everything, but the moment I put my billing information, I even used a different card. And it's
all good.
It all kicked
in. And again, I appreciate you for going to that extent to try to hook a brother up in terms of getting the product. But to your point, I definitely feel like absolutely it's going to come to a point where it's like either A, you're not going to get it and the frustration is going to be like, I'm done with this, right? What happened to me yesterday? Or you are going to get it. You're going to have spent that money like more than you probably should have, and you didn't really like, do I really want it? But I'm happy I got it. So yes. And then the product's going to come, and then hopefully it is worth more like it is, like things are going right now, because if it's not, then you're either A, going to get product that isn't worth a whole lot more, or even worse, you open it and you like have probably not very much to show for it at the end of it, and you feel sick to your stomach that this was not a really great, pleasant experience. So either way, there's just like a lot of things setting up, I feel like, as we move forward to where that FOMO, knee-jerky reaction of like, I have to have this, I'm going to buy it because I don't have a choice, that element takes a step back, and that I think can have a much bigger impact on the market than people would realize right now. Mm-hmm. I think it can pull back a lot harder than people realize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it'll cause people to want to leave the hobby. Maybe not forever, but temporarily. And, again, and I think that frustration is all across the board, because again, even people who do get the product or don't get people who do get the product, that people probably got a lot more than the limits, and
it went back and did what you did multiple times.
Yeah. Or they use different accounts and all of that. We didn't do that, but they're gonna, set's gonna come out and it's gonna be 2 times the money, 3 times the money right off the bat, which is as it's been for every set. We have Black Bolt White Flare, who has been considered a dog SHIT set, and that product is still over $100 for a box.
The Black Bolt ETBs are going up, and then they're pushing $200, over $200 right now.
Again, garbage.
It is. It's total I totally
Dude, unless you were like a huge black and white fan, who we were not, it's like...
I totally agree with you, dude. And that's the thing, right? And the thing that blows my mind, right, is we were talking about this, like... with these sealed boxes, right? When you look inside the box, right? Because we were talking about this like with vintage boxes, where it's like, oh, I had this $20,000 box of cards, and someone who doesn't know the hobby comes up, it's like, oh, that's crazy. So it's like really rare. It's like, oh yeah, it's like crazy rare. Oh, so like it's full of cards that like are super valuable. Well, no, not exactly. Like it's like, again, it's just like a box that, because it's like unique and rare, it's valuable. And now we're at a point where like brand new boxes, which are not really that unique and rare, are kind of doing the same exact thing. And again, when you break down what's inside the box, it makes no sense. There's a lot of risk out
there
there.
Is a lot of
there's a lot of fluff in this market right now.
Mm-hmm.
And fluff can really burn away quickly when a market starts to deteriorate.
Mm-hmm. Look at the we talked about it a couple podcasts ago. Let's look at the 151 ETB Pokemon Center.
I literally was just thinking about that. I don't even know.
That is a $900 box. Now, let's break it down. What do you get? You get 11 packs. Let's say the average per pack is $12 now. I don't know what it is now. Let's say 10 to 15, so let's just say 12. $12 a pack. That is...
You can say $15. It's like $165.
$165. The promo with the funny little stamp, funky little stamp.
$250.
$250.
So you got like we call it $450 being generous.
So we have a
value.
We have
box.
Value of content $450. Yet
the boxes are double that.
The boxes are
Sealed.
double that.
Exactly.
And why
that's the fluff that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
People just want that sealed box, and it has its own value because it's sealed and hasn't been opened. It's its own Pokemon collectible.
And I understand that. As a collector, I totally pick up what you're putting down if you say that to me. And my response to you would be, that makes total sense in the right market, which we are in right now. Yeah. So again, that makes sense right now. But if we step into a different market, that fluff burns away.
Collapse.
Bye-bye. And now, again,
it's going to transition from...
So looking at that box specifically, right off the rip, that's $450 that could just like melt away from that box. And that's not even like anything deteriorating.
I don't think that's an if. That's literally...
That's not even anything like... That's just like the box came back to true value, right? Again, and that... So imagine if the true value goes the other way too. You know what I'm saying? Again, like now the packs are coming down.
Promos are $50. Down. The packs are $5.
Again, and all that is like stacking up on top of it. That box, again, that's why when I literally sit there and say, like, talking about the 151 ETB, that box, like, we talk, it's like, oh, that box will never be a $300 box again. I say, my brain agrees with you. I'm like, it's $900, $300, that's a 66% drop, 70% drop. That will never happen. But, dude, when you break it down the way we just did, the box really, in reality, should probably be worth like $450, $500 at most.
Considering it came out, what,
Dude,
2 years ago?
Now $350 don't seem so impossible in a pullback. Like I said, so again, at the end of the day, you do that like across the board with like, basically go watch Mocha Beer's most recent video and every chart that's like leapt up, imagine it goes right back down to where it just came from. That right there absolutely is totally possible just as quickly as it happened. Mm-hmm. Just as quickly as it jumped, it could fall. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. The money's flowing. Until something changes, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. But I think that absolutely you're right. I think that people are going to start getting frustrated. And I think that the money's flowing. So until like really sentiment starts to change, you won't see that change. But I think that as the organic stuff starts to get frustrated and like peel back a little bit, once sentiment shifts a little bit, that money won't stop flowing.
It only takes a little bit. Yep.
Very rapidly. Because again, think about this. Think about like the market shifts. GameStop puts a much tighter grip on what they take in. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, GameStop says, we only take this parameter of cards. Boom. All of a sudden, there goes my liquidity.
Or just like graded. If
I'm the type of person who's coming into GameStop with like orders every couple, boom, there goes my liquidity. Or they reprint this one set. And that, again, you get my point that like little things like decisions like that can like materially impact the market. There's a lot of them kind of stacking up.
And as you said, on a corporate level, in that regard,
it can make a huge impact. And the bottom line is right now, everything's flowing the same direction, which is upward. You just sold your Lugia V. Congratulations. You did sell that Lugia V. He's crying about it, everybody. But he made a lot of money. We're very proud of John. Now, Alex has to be a big boy and sell his Charizard V-Star from the Ultra Premium Collection.
You have to, dude. You'll get it. Dude, it's a better return than my Lugia.
$1,000 card.
It was $100?
Yeah, you got my...
$100 freaking dollars, dude.
Ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Insane. Again, it gets to the point where it's just like, you like it so much, but like, how in the world?
Yeah, but again, so if you want direct advice from us, because again, apparently, our one comment that we've ever received tells us that, people want us to tell them what they should be doing in this brilliant market to make money. And the answer to that is sell your stuff.
And I'll tell you what,
we're not the only ones. Keep your favorite stuff, but if you've made a lot of money on some things that you look at it and you sit there and think to yourself, do I actually care about this? Mm-hmm. And the answer is, sell it. Dude, sell it, please. That's our advice to you.
And we are not the only ones saying that. I've looked at a lot of streamers who have been in, we're holding on buying, we're selling right now. A lot of people are doing that, yes. A lot of people are enjoying or are taking advantage of sales right now. I'm not saying they're not buying, but if we're talking like a comparison, I think the comparison is if they were buying 10 boxes a month, it may be only 4 or 5 now.
And that would be, you know what? That would be my motivation to you, dude. Sell stuff because, talking about FOMO earlier, all the other things you love out there, guess what? They're probably about to go rocket in price. So you better buy them right the heck now, and you need money to do that, so sell your stuff so you can get money to do that and then go buy the things you want before they rocket in price. Mm-hmm. Don't go into debt. Don't take money from your everyday stuff to do this. Sell your items to make it happen. But again, we all know those items are about to rocket. Get them. Sell first. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. Now John's going to go on a shopping spree with his Lugia V money. Dude, your EV's got to be close to selling. Dude, those EVs are creeping up too.
Well, so I'm hoping that I hope they are creeping up.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping they don't like because I have a feeling if I take them to the convention next month,
they'll sell there. I bet that would be a pretty sweet little banger. Those PSA 10 Evolution Premium Collection promos. Mm-hmm. John's got them up there for $6,500 for sequential. Not sequential. They're
not sequential.
They're pieced together.
Yeah, they're pieced together.
Still epic. Well, dude, I think we got to wrap it up because the missus needs to head off to work.
This has been great.
But GameStop, it's all their
fault. It's all their fault.
And
Lorcana is awesome, people. If you haven't given it a chance, I will end on that. I know we only talked about it briefly, but it is awesome. If you love all things Disney, if you like it, I literally had a friend come visit, and he's never opened cards. We opened a bunch of cards, Pokemon and Lorcana, and he took some Lorcana cards home to the missus, and she is enjoyed looking through them. Because, again, it is a piece of nostalgia. Everybody who has done anything related to Disney,
if you enjoy
movies, shows, parks, anything related to Disney, it is a amazing banger for them.
If you enjoy Disney, absolutely check it out. It is a nice, refreshing breath of fresh air, except for Fabled, which we talked about earlier, in terms of it being just not a hostile market where you don't have to worry about duking it out with somebody in line at Target and feeling really, again, it's very, very accessible. Fun. Very accessible. The community is families with kids, and again, it's a very, very enjoyable community to be a part of. I totally agree with you. If you are into Disney, check it out. Rip some packs. They probably are in your Targets on the shelves, and we both love it. But that has been our chat for today. It's all GameStop's fault. Don't FOMO, people. Sell. That's our advice to you. And if you are making tons of money in your collections out there, congratulations. Keep having fun, everybody. And until next time, I am Alex.
I am John.
And this is the Cardboard Finance Podcast. Outro song. One world. Two men. Incredible collectibles.
Incredible numbers. We got to start with this.
The song?
Yeah.
No. I like it at the end.
That's fair. Maybe both times.
It all ends as it began with the rise of the king. Till next time. Peace out.